Alright guys, we have some news for upcoming events. For Friday, July the 24th, we're planning to launch 3 events simultaneously. We're planning to launch a 2x event to summon epic and legendary champions from ancient shards. This is actually very nice because we also have a 15x progressive chance to summon champions of your choice from the selected pool from ancient shards. Talena, Hagiba, Varkos, Folan, all the Web of Corruption champions. So if you maybe missed out on Talena or Varkos, you still have a chance here. A 15x or a progressive chance alongside a 2x Ancient Shard event is pretty good. But keep in mind, 15x goes up to 25x. But what it really means is like a 5 to 10% chance at best. Please note that the duration of the progressive chance events will be 1 day shorter than the duration of the 2x event. That means on Sunday, the progressive chance will end and the 2x event will end on Monday. Additionally, we're planning to launch a champion chase tournament where you'll be able to get a champion, Rhaia the Mourned, and other valuable goodies. So as expected, and if you are familiar with how these campaigns and collabs work, then you probably expected this, right? Rhaia will be in this champ chase tournament and you have to win it. She's for the first place on the leaderboard. If you manage to take the first place on the leaderboard in your group, which will contain 100 players, and by the way, I don't really like that it's 100 players. That means only 1% of the whole player base will be able to get this champion from this tournament. I would rather prefer it to be a group of 50 players, right? But anyway, if you manage to take the first place on a leaderboard in your group during this tournament, you will earn Rhaia the Mourned. For the players of all levels, the minimum points required for this reward is 5,000. Note, if you take first place but have not earned the minimum points required, you will not receive the champion. That means you need to get a minimum amount of 5,000 points, and then you also have to take the first place, okay? If you take the first place with 4,999 points, you won't get Rhaia. This tournament will last 72 hours. Now, is she worth going for? I mean, to be honest, she's maybe not the best Void Legendary champion we have in the game. Definitely not. But I do think she's okay. A triple hit on the A3 has increased attack, so she's self-buffing, and then every hit steals a random buff from each enemy and fills this champion's turn meter by 10% for each buff stolen. So if you manage to steal like 10 buffs, you get 100% turn meter again. But, you know, you need accuracy for that. So you kind of need to build her with accuracy, not necessarily really high accuracy, but it does help, right? So yeah, a 5-star soul will definitely be mandatory to, you know, get all the stats you need for her. And who knows how we will be able to get the 5-star soul for her. Maybe win a champ train tournament or something. So there might be another layer of investment that you would have to put into to get a good soul for her, right? But regardless, a triple hit, an AoE triple hit is very good. Now you also have this A2, which is a double hitter with weaken. This ignores defense and block damage, so actually pretty good. I like this in general, a double hit with the block damage ignore effect, and you ignore defense as well. And you also ignore additional 5% of the target's defense for each buff on this champion. So theoretically, if you build her with Mercurial in a 9-piece Mercurial set, that's 1 buff already, and you don't really need a lethal set or a Death Ignore set, I believe, right? Because this will probably provide you enough defense ignore to deal enough damage. Obviously, you need increased attack, but she does it on her own. So yeah, if you kill the target, it reduces the cooldown of this champion's Discord and Fury, which is this skill right here, so she can cycle it back. Basically, you go with this, strip down Total Guard, maybe steal some buffs, hopefully get another turn before she gets killed, then do this, kill a champion, stun everyone else if possible, and then reduce the cooldown of this one right here by 1 turn, which is a 3-turn cooldown, right? But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think she's crazy good. But she also has a pretty good A1, which also ignores defense and heals her by the damage inflicted, and it grants an extra turn if this attack kills the target. So squishy targets can get killed by this, right? By this A1, definitely. So I think she's not bad. She's not bad. This champion deals 30% more damage while they are under 3 or more buffs. Also very interesting, right? 30% more damage is a lot. She has a survivability thing going on her passive, but I think it's very hard to utilize. While this champion is under an increased attack buff, a block debuff buff, and a veil or perfect veil buff at the same time, prevents this champion's death and their debuffs, and instant effects also cannot be resisted. So if you have a team where you can get all these buffs on her, then she becomes really strong. Like, really strong. Maybe the Bane of Cintranos would make sense on her to get some buffs going, because it seems like she's all about more, like having at least 3 or more buffs. And then, this also ignores more defense for every buff she has. Maybe that's a way to build her, or another way would be the lens for the veil, and then you only have to provide the block debuffs. The increased attack comes from herself. So yeah, there's some ways to utilize this, I guess, but it's very hard to do, I believe. Free buffs, to keep free buffs up, that's really hard to do. Another thing that she has is an all battles attack aura, but it only applies to Sylvan Watchers, which is kind of weird to me, honestly. Normally we only have Unity champions that do this, but for some reason she does it as well. So yeah, it is what it is. 35% attack though, pretty high, but if it only applies to Sylvan Watchers, kind of weird. She has a relatively low base speed, 99. It is pretty low. Don't really like that. But yeah, good base attack. 1600 attack is pretty good. So yeah, overall I think she lacks survivability. She's only surviving if you have all these buffs, kind of. So you definitely want to have her in Mercurial, otherwise you're going to have a bad time keeping her alive. Another thing is, if she's the only one missing out of all the Web of Corruption champions, if she's the only one that you are missing, you have all the other ones. That means Talena, Varkos, Folan, Hagiba. Then you will be getting a gift, okay? A gift and a badge. Let me actually take a look at the badge. I don't know what it's called exactly, but it should be somewhere down here. Banisher of Corruption, that's it, actually. Earned by collecting Rhaia, Valorin, Talena. Oh yeah, I forgot Valorin. Talena, Folan, Varkos, Hagiba from the Web of Corruption event. I think I do still have Folan in fragment form. So yeah, if you collect all these champions, you will get this badge right here, and you will get this gift right here. An avatar, Rhaia avatar, an avatar frame, Covetous Passion, the Mythical Relic. It's pretty good for PvE stuff, and on some nukers as well. I think the most common one that uses this relic is Ailil, because of the Shatter buff. He gets additional turn meter boost. But you can also use it on, for example, HP nukers, right? Because the Cat's Gaze is, conditional. You have to have lower HP, or you only get the Death Ignore bonus if you attack champions with higher max HP. So this kind of is unconditional. So I guess it would also make sense for Rhaia. Maybe that's why it's in there. And then you have these gemstones. Not bad, but also not crazy. I think the best thing out of here is a mythical relic, obviously. But it's also not insanely good. It's not a Stormcaller, yeah? Okay, but it is okay. So yeah, considering that it's a 2x Ancient Shard event on a Champ Chase tournament, it's actually pretty good, but I think it's going to make it a lot more contested. Ancient Shards are not that hard to get, right? And yeah, I'm sitting on a huge amount of 406 Ancient Shards. I'm probably going to pop them, but I'm going to wait and see what my Champ Chase group looks like. I do have a ton of stuff saved up. I actually can't wait to open my remnants. I do have the Prism summon as well. I have some Fragment summons. I have Polara saved up. So there are a ton of points waiting there to get used. And obviously, going for Talena might be actually pretty solid, like for some empowerments. But yeah, I will see. I'm not quite sure yet what I'm gonna do, but most likely I'm gonna pull my Ancient Shards. Even though I have to say, I'm considering saving them for whatever collab is coming next, because there will be something. Something is coming after this Web of Corruption thing, and I don't really think this, those Web of Corruption champions are that game changing. Obviously, Varkos, Talena are solid. They're okay. They're good, but there are better options, and I think the next collab will be something like like the Ninja Turtles. At least that's what you could expect, right? We didn't have a collab in some time. Now the last one was, yeah, actually the He-Man thing, right? But like a proper collab, it was the Assassin's Creed one, and yeah, can't wait to see what's next. If there even is a next one, right? We don't know, but one can only imagine what that could be. And yeah, let me know in the comments below if you are going for this Champ Chase tournament, or if you are skipping. We also have a pretty good fusion coming up, right? Which you might not want to miss if you are lacking a reviver in the Ogryn's faction. And yeah, with that being said, that's it, guys, for this video. As always, like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, YouTube's gonna think that you like this one as well. Take care and see you in the next one.